How are you guys? Today we shall cover or we shall talk about control system. This is a unit in electrical engineering, year 2 diploma in electrical engineering, and this is our topic 2. Topic 2, and that topic 2 is block diagram. So right away, let us start on block diagram. A block diagram is a pictorial representation of a system showing the relationship of the input and the output. The simplest block diagram is as shown in canonical form, and the diagram is here. This is the diagram. This is a GS. It's our C of S. Then we have our feedback here. Let's say H. Then we have our B. This one is our R of S. This one is our R of S. Then here is E, the error. If at all you have passed through topic 1, you will know all this stuff. So let's say where let's start with this G. G is the forward element. The forward element transfer function. And then let's go to our H. H is our feedback. This one is our feedback element. This is element. Transfer function. And then GH. This is an open loop transfer function. And then we have CR, C stroke R. This is a closed loop. A transfer function. We have BR. The BR is the primary feedback. B stroke R is the primary feedback ratio. Then we have B. B is our primary feedback. B is our primary feedback element. And the last one is our E. E is now the error. There are three common equations that you need to know. And the first one is C is equal to GE. C is equal to GE as our first equation. C is equal to GE. And then the second equation that you need to know is B is equal to CH. That is primary feedback element. CH as our second equation. And the third equation is E, the error. The error is equal to R plus or minus B. As our third equation. So you need to know, the first thing that we need to know is the control ratio. That is C of R in term of G and H. Now the first thing you need to know, you write the formula C is equal to GE. C is equal to GE. The second thing you are going to do, you substitute from E. If you can look very well from the third equation, we have the value of E. Now, where we are going to see our E, we replace with the value of E. So therefore you have C is equal to our G. Replace this one R plus or minus B. Now multiply both sides, or rather open the bracket. C is equal to GR plus or minus GB. After here, what you are going to do next is substitution. Again, you're substituting from B, substituting from B. That means, in this equation, in our previous equation, whenever you have seen a B, you are going to put these figures of B. Therefore, you have C is equal to GR plus or minus G. What is our B? Our B is CH. Our B is CH. From there now, you collect the like terms. That means, what is here? That is C. This plus come minus, this positive, negative come positive this side. Then we have GCH is equal to GR. Okay? Now, C, open the bracket, 1 minus or plus GH is equal to GR. Now, we are coming to the end of this formula. Now, you divide both sides by 1 minus or plus GHR, this R. Also, this other side, we divide by 1 minus or plus GHR. That means this one and this one will go, and then this one and this one will also go. Now, the formula that we will have, that is C over R, is equal to G divide by 1 minus or plus GH. GH. You can look at that before as we continue. Make sure you master that, because we are going to use it in our next subtopic. We are going to use it in our next subtopic. Therefore, we can just say an NB. An NB, if the feedback, let's say if the feedback is negative, if the feedback is negative, how are you going to write this equation? That is C divided by R is equal to G divided by a negative. The negative will bring a positive. Now it's 1 plus GH. And now, if the feedback is positive, what are we going to have? C over R is equal to G over 1 minus GH. So you need to remember this as we continue. Now, we have solved this one, the control ratio. And this formula you will really use everywhere in this topic of block diagram. Let's go to the next thing. Roman 2, right? The primary. Say the primary feedback. The primary feedback. The primary feedback ratio. The primary feedback ratio, that is B over R, sorry. B over R in term of G and H. So you need to write for me first of all the formula, and the formula B is equal to CH. The formula is equal to B CH. Now you substitute the C. You substitute C. When you substitute C, we have the value of C here. Now we'll have B is equal to C. C is GE multiplied by H. Multiplied by H. And then the second thing you need to do, you substitute E. You substitute E. You substitute E. I'll divide this blackboard of mine. So when we substitute C, we'll have B is equal to GE E. What is our value of E? The value of E is R plus or minus B H. H. The value of B. I hope we are going together. I hope we are going together. I really don't want anyone lagging behind. Therefore, what do we have? We have B is equal to G H R. This one multiplied by this one and this one, plus or minus G B H. G B H. Up to there, let's collect like terms, meaning that this B will come to the other side. That is B minus or plus GBH is equal to GHR. Therefore, what we have? B over the bracket 1 minus or plus GH, close the bracket, is equal to GHR is equal to GHR. Now, let's divide both sides by 1 minus or plus GHR. Divide both sides by 1 minus or plus GHR. Therefore, this one with this one will cancel. This one with this one will cancel. And what we shall have now, what we shall have now here, what we shall have is BR is equal to GH divided by 1 minus or plus GH. 1 or minus GH. Don't forget about this. Let's see the last part, the last one. You say the error ratio of ER in terms of G and H. Now, give me the formula of E from the three equation. E is equal to R plus or minus B. Then you substitute for me B. And we know that E is equal to, now, when you introduce B now, we substitute this B, and B is equal to CH. Now you'll have R plus or minus CH. Again, you substitute for me C. Then you'll have E is equal to R plus or minus C. What is the value of C from that other equation? C is equal to GH. Don't forget about this one. Therefore, C is equal to this. Sorry, this one is E. Therefore, that is C. Replace with this one. This is GEH. Up to there, we bring this one to the other side. We have E minus or plus GEH is equal to R. What is common? R over the bracket 1 minus or plus GH. Close the bracket is equal to R. Now, divide both sides by 1 minus or plus GH. Divide both sides by 1 minus or plus GH. Don't forget about this R and the R. Now this R and this R will go, we'll have 1. This one and this one will go. Now we have E divided by R is equal to 1 over 1 minus or plus GH. Don't forget about this one, the formulas, while we are solving this sum. The first formula was here, the second formula was right here, and the last formula is here. So, when you are dealing with the block diagram, there are some rules that you need to follow. the rules that I want to give you, we want just to learn 7 of them. 7 of them, at least. When you have those rules, they will help you to break down the block diagram. So the first rule in the series diagram. The first one is series. The first one is series block diagram. And that means when we have our G1 over our G2, now the result will be G1, G2. That is in series. Now let's see in parallel. This is our first rule. I'm sorry, I will write up there the rules. I'm sorry, maybe we can wrap this one. We can wrap this one and say rule used. Sorry for that. Rule used in block diagram. I'm really sorry for that. The second thing we need to see is parallel. Another rule is parallel block diagram. Parallel block. And the parallel block is being drawn like this one. They say here is G1. And then there is another one here. G2, let's say it's G2, to avoid the confusion. When you have something like this, the product now, what you'll have will be just the same as in series. You'll just have a 1 and you multiply G1 in G2. So these are the 2 rules. Let's see the third rule. We call it a closed loop. Transfer function. Closed loop transfer function. In a closed loop, let me draw for you. We have something like this. Very good. Here we go. And then we have the feedback part. Let's say this one is our H. Let's say this one is our R, this one is our GS. This one is our RS. This is our positive or negative. This one is our error. Very good, thank you. So in general, what are you going to have? What you are going to have is R with an arrow, and then you use the formula of control ratio. That is G, open the bracket, this is H, open the bracket, 1 minus or plus this G, H. If you can remember very well what we have just learned in a few minutes, this formula, we derive it. Then let's see the fourth rules used in a block diagram. 2 summing points. We talk of 2 summing points. 2 summing points can be reduced to 1 without affecting the result. Therefore, this is the diagram. Let's say this one is x1. Let's say this one is x2, but it have a negative. Go to an. Let's say this one is our x3. Then this one is our x4. Therefore, our feedback coach will have just one error with this one x4. Then we give him negative x2. And then the other side, it is our x1. And then this other side is our x3. And that brings the fourth rule. let's see the fifth rule as we finish the lesson. Let's see the fifth rule. Shifting, take off. Shifting, take off. Take off a point. Point beyond. Point beyond again. Beyond again. So this one, the diagram. We have here x1. We have here x2. x1, x2, and then this one x1, x2. x2 is only or is leading to x1, and then we have our g here. Our g here. This is g. This is g, and then the feedback maybe that is gx1. Now, what will you have as the result? We'll say x1 will go to its what? It's g. And then we have gx1. Then this one will hold here like this. But remember it have 1 over g. This is now the value of x2. Now let's go. I promise you guys that I'm going to give you maybe 6 rules. 6 rules. Let me give you the last rule. Interchanging, take off point, interchanging take off point. That one we have a diagram like this one, G1, we have here G2, then this one goes like this, this one comes like this. So this one is our G1 X1, then the other one is G2 X2. Now the feedback, or what you will have as a result, you will just separate the G1, G2. This one goes inside, the other one goes inside. This one is our G1, and the other one is G2 X2. Thank you very much, guys. Let us meet to our next lesson so that we can proceed with the block diagram. Thank you very much. We go